This is the Planning and Zoning Commission special meeting. Today is Thursday, January 25th, 2024, and the time is 5:38 p.m. We are located at Council Chamber City Hall Building, 100 South Monroe Street in Eagle Pass, Texas. We'll start by establishing quorum. We have members Zoe Selena Sanchez, Tiffany Velasquez Sanchez, Aaron Valdez, and myself, Luis Valdez, present. We have member Kenneth Gross absent. Next, citizens communication. Madam Secretary, has anybody signed up to address the commission? Nobody signed up? All right. So we'll move on to public hearings, and with the consent of the commission, we'll take the items out of order. We'll do number 3 first. Legal department has recommended that I recuse myself from that item, so I'll step out.
Item 3. Gross is the vice chair, right?
Yes.
Does anybody want to head that item? Somebody has to. Somebody has to.
Good seniority.
We can help you out.
My being turned off.
Your screen?
Yep.
For now, we need to have next round.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So just read out the item number 3. When you're
The whole
done,
thing?
say-
Yes.
Yeah. So when you're done, say the time. The public hearing's going to open.
Oh, okay.
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 Another reading.
Okay. Item number 3, public hearing to consider the establishment of permanent zoning classification service plan and master plan designation on the voluntary annexations of the land legally known as being 22.79 acres located in the ING-NRRCO Survey 21, Block 6, Abstract 627, Mara County, part of 26.24 acres tract and a 53.36 acres tract, both described in conveyance document to Eagle Pass Independent School District, described respectively in volume 1120, pages 402, and volume 1120, pages 407 sequence of the Maverick County Official Public Records, Maverick County, Texas, and more particularly described by means and bounds, closing of public hearing and possible action. Time is 5:41 p.m. We will now open the public hearing.
Thank you, Ms. Tiffany. So what you have before you is an annexation petition submitted by Dirksen Engineering on behalf of Eagle Pass Independent School District. Property being located at 5021 East Main Street. Here you have some photos of the actual site, which is the SAC, as you all may know, the location. The request is to consider again approve the establishment of permanent zoning classification, service plan, and master plan designation of the annexations of the lands described by Ms. Tiffany. The existing use is fully developed as a sports activity center for the school district. The proposed zoning will be B3 designation, general business district. There is no depiction on the master plan of the property. The site is surrounded by large undeveloped land and located across from the Texas Department of Public Safety on Highway 277. Access to the site is provided by Highway 277 and Loop 480. Again, you have some photos of actually the survey. If you can look at this slide here, this is what is being annexed. Now this is one of our city maps. As you can see, that's the city limit boundary line. So all this behind that line is in outside city limits, and that's what's being proposed to be annexed.
So the way it is right now, part of it is inside city limits, and
Yes.
the back is
It's outside.
outside.
Here you have a preliminary plat drawing that is under review. We actually held a staff review meeting yesterday for the plat itself, which will be coming before you all, if not next month. more than likely next month. So the Community Development Department recommendation is that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend to City Council to adopt an ordinance to incorporate an approximately 22.78 acres of land into the Eagle Pass city limits and consider the establishment of permanent zoning classification to B3 General Business District, including the service plan and master plan designation on the annexations of the land. And that concludes the report, and I'll open it up for questions.
Does anyone in the public wish to speak? Any questions from the public? We'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to proceed as Planning and Zoning's recommendation.
Motion by Aaron Mendez,
I second.
second by Doris Salinas Sanchez. All in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing is closed.
Oh, public hearing is closed at 5:44.
Thank you.
Please don't even do that.
You don't need to.
We're going back to item 1, correct?
One. Let's wait for Mr. Vélez.
I've got it, I've got it.
Thank you. All right, so we're back to item number 1.
Yes.
One, continuation of a public hearing on the request submitted by Jesus A. Nieto for the rezoning of Lot 5 and Block 35 of Hillcrest Edition, also known as 1680 Rio Grande Street, from R3 Duplex District to R3A Apartment District. Closing of public hearing and possible action. We'll open the public hearing at 5:45 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What you have before you is a rezone application submitted by property owner, Mr. Jesus A. Nieto. Location or property address being 1680 Rio Grande Street. Legal description being Hillcrest Edition, Block 35, Lot 5. The request is to rezone parcel from R3 Duplex District to R3A Apartment District to allow for the construction of a 4-unit, 1-bedroom apartment dwelling. Parcel size being 7,500 square feet. Current zoning again is R3. Master plan depicting the property or parcel as residential, currently vacant and undeveloped. The site is in an area that is primarily comprised of single-family dwellings and multi-family uses. And the property it has access to the by Rio Grande Street. Let me go back to the first slide. So this is the aerial map of the site. It's in between Rio Grande and Garrison Street. And let me go back. Here you have an aerial map of apartments and in the vicinity. Everything that's shaded in yellow, that's what you have as R3 or multi-family apartment districts. This corner lot right here is zoned as R3, which is duplex district. Here you have some slides for the master plan. Although it's inaccurate, some of the properties you saw in the previous one, some of those are not depicted here, so we need to update we're currently working on updating our zoning map. We did send out 29 notices to the abutting property owners within the 200 feet radius, and we received 1 letter as undeliverable. So with that being said, the Community Development Department recommends that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend that the City Council prepare and adopt an ordinance granting a zoning district change from R3 to R3A for property legally known as 1680 Rio Grande Street, subject to the following conditions. which is Chapter 8 governing buildings, Chapter 12 governing electrical code, Chapter 13 governing the fire code, Chapter 14 governing garbage and rubbish, Chapter 21 governing plumbing, Chapter 22 governing streets, sidewalks, and other public places, Chapter 23 governing landscaping and tree preservation, Chapter 27 governing water sewers, including drainage, and Appendix A governing off-street parking and signs. With that, that concludes the report, and I'll open it up for questions.
Are there any comments from the public on this item? If not, are there any questions from the commission?
No.
No questions? Okay, so we'll close the public hearing at 5:49 PM. And is there a motion on the item?
A motion to approve
A motion to approve the recommendation?
the recommendation of the planning and zoning.
Okay, a motion by Commissioner Selena Sanchez, second by Velasquez Sanchez. Any further questions or comments? If not, all those in favor? Motion passes. Number 2, public hearing on the proposed final replat of Lot 1A and Block 1 of Chorgas Foster Unit 2, including 1, a subdivision variance from Section 23-36A, regulating preliminary plat requirements, and 2, a sidewalk waiver from Section 23-64, regulating sidewalks. Closing of public hearing and possible action. We'll open the public hearing at 5:50 PM. Go ahead, Maria.
Thank you. For this item, we do have the engineer of record, Mr. Canales, in the audience, if in case he needs to address the commission or the commission may have. Oh, he left? Okay. He left. So, the request here was that the submittal along with the application was that 1, a subdivision variance from Section 2336A regulating preliminary plat requirements, and 2, a sidewalk waiver from Section 2364 were applied for, but instead of us granting these, we are recommending that the extension request that Mr. Canales submitted be granted by the commission. And the reason behind that is because the plat drawing that you see here has not yet received approval from our review team, which consists of our public works director, our city engineer, and also the planning or the community development department. And that's in relation to the driveways that are being proposed.
I'd like to make a motion to extend.
Is there anything on that, or?
That was
Okay.
it. Unless you have anything else to add. Did I leave anything out, Sophie? No. Good. So
Did you
yes,
do
that
the
is.
public, or?
Yes, you're still
Okay.
on the public hearing.
Okay. So, does anybody from the public have any questions or comments on the item? If not, are there any questions from the commission? All right, so I believe there's a motion by Commissioner Valdez to extend
Grant the extension.
grant the extension. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Velasquez Sanchez. Any further questions or comments? If not, all those in favor? Motion passes. There are no further items in the agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Velasquez Sanchez.
I second.
Second by Commissioner Selena Sanchez. All those in favor? Motion passes. Meeting adjourned, 5:52 PM.